I'm looking back like, but either or we're close. So let's please stand and let's do an easy. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thanks for all who have come out this afternoon to share time with us. The mayor is absent, but we're good to go. May I have a motion for the minutes of last meeting?
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion is carried. May I have a motion for the authorization of our funds?
So moved. Second.
We got a motion, we got a second. All those in favor, use the sign of aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion is carried. First up on our agenda, is a presentation, one step, GPS, Stephen Bigger.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone.
Oh, good afternoon to you, sir.
Hello. So, this is our system that you can all see my page, right?
Yes.
Excellent. Okay. And just a quick question before I jump into it. What exactly are we tracking here? Is it all vehicles or is there any equipment?
This would be for our vehicles, excluding the police department, I believe.
Got it.
Right? Yes.
Okay. All right. So there's a couple of different types of GPS trackers that we have. We have a plug-in GPS tracker, and we also have a hardwired GPS tracker.
Ascertain before you go any further, you're on a map right now. We're looking at, is that correct?
Yes, that is correct. And I'm going to show you the two different types of two different types of trackers. Right. So we've got a plug-in tracker that plugs into the diagnostic port right here. Okay. And then we also have one that is wired in, and that would be this one. It is wired into the battery, ground, and ignition wires in the vehicle, right? They both do the same job. The only difference between the two is that the plug-in device will read the diagnostics of the vehicle, and the hardwired device does not. Right. So, for example, the plug-in GPS device will give you the, like any check engine light codes that come on your dashboard. And it'll translate the codes, and you'll be able to see, the issue with the vehicle, and it'll also give you the problem of the vehicle, right? Potential causes of it, right?
Okay.
Now, the system looks like this. I'm just going to pull it back up here.
This is Commissioner Piner. Who hardwires who installs the hardwire and what's the cost?
So we do not provide the installation of the devices. We just send the equipment. However, we can assist you and help you find a local installer if you need one. There is, I'm sorry, I keep jumping around here. There is an instruction guide at the bottom of our website right here. So it'll give you the instruction manual. And also there's a short video on how to install it. So if you have somebody at your, at your facility that's got a basic knowledge of wiring, they can follow this pretty easy. Any mechanic that calls himself a mechanic should be able to do this, no problem.
Good.
Okay. So regarding the system, this is what it looks like. Okay, right here. All the devices are listed down the left-hand side, and they're all color-coded. So at a first glance, you will know exactly what's going on. So if you see it red, it means it's stopped. If you see it green, it means it's driving. If you see it like this orange color, like Jamie here, that means he's idling, right? All the devices give live tracking. They're all accurate within 6 feet, and they'll all give you 3 years of history. So you can click on an icon. It defaults to today's history. So today he hasn't driven anywhere, but if I look back on the calendar at yesterday, you know, it shows every drive and every stop time-stamped with addresses, right? So for example, stop number 3 of yesterday shows where he stopped, what time he stopped, what time he took off, and how long he was there. You see that?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, these are real basic features I'm showing you. Is there a specific problem you guys are trying to solve by, you know, looking at a system like this, or you just literally need to know where the vehicles are?
I think we, as a board, we have to discuss with the, department heads exactly what we're trying to accomplish with this, you know, right now, we're just looking at what you're offering to us.
Understood.
I knew because we've discussed that maybe 2 or 3, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, so.
Right.
You were available again to reiterate what we were seeking.
Okay. Yeah. Well, there's a whole bunch of other features that come with it. I don't want to bore you guys to death and talk about things that you might not ever use or need. But there's a whole bunch of other features down the left in the menu. The pricing on these, we have tiered pricing for volume, right? So if you get between 1 and 50 GPS devices, it is $13.95 per month per device with no contract to tie you in. You're just on a month-to-month basis, right? So, you know, it's just kind of use it as you need it, right? When you no longer need it, return the equipment. You'll no longer bill for it. It's that simple. Okay?
Okay.
Is that kind of in the ballpark, or is it way off, or?
I don't think we know what's in the ballpark. That's why we're listening to you. At first, you were saying 1 to 50 is $13.95. What's beyond 50?
Yeah. So if you get above 50, if you get between 50 and 100, it drops to $13.50. If you get over 100, it drops to $12.50 per month. And if you get over 200, it caps out at $11.50 a month.
Okay. Can you go over the features that it does do real quickly, like
Sure.
besides tracking, like vehicle maintenance, what else?
Absolutely. So we've got maintenance reminders right here. Oops. Let me just clear this away. We've got maintenance reminders. This is where you can schedule in any type of, you know, like an oil change or registration, anything you like. So if you've set up an oil change, this column right here is your service interval. So every 5,000 miles, for example. Save it. Select your vehicle or vehicles. If it's all of them, select all of them. You do need to put something in here, the odometer reading, which should populate when you plug the devices in. Once you've entered in your odometer, it'll then allow you to set up reminders for when that oil change is due. So if it's every 5,000 miles, you might want a reminder, say, I don't know, 300 miles before it's due, right?
Okay.
And then after you've got that done, you can pop in something here, like say every 50 miles. So if you forget to do it, it'll keep reminding you every 50 miles. And then you pop in an email or a phone number or both, or multiple phone numbers and multiple emails, so multiple people can get that notification, right? That the oil change is due. Okay? So it kind of just helps streamline and takes the burden off the off the manager or off the driver to get that done, because now multiple people will be able to be notified that that vehicle needs the oil change, right? We've got dash cams. I mean, we was just looking at GPS devices, but if you we have cameras if you need them. I don't know if that's anything you've looked at. Basically, where's Alejandro on the map? He has the dash cam. The dash cam does everything the GPS device does. It gives you, history, just like what I showed a moment ago with the last GPS device. But now it records as well, right? And it harnesses AI technology to give notifications if the drivers are texting on their cell phone, falling asleep at the wheel, eating, drinking, smoking in the vehicles, that kind of stuff, right? We've got the DTC log, that's the diagnostic trouble codes. So that's the check engine lights that come on the dashboard, right? So it spits out a code when your light lights up on your dash. It gives you a description of the problem and the potential causes of the problem right there. Okay.
Okay.
Driver coaching, this is to be introduced. It's not available as we speak, but very shortly this will be introduced. So it just gives you the ability to help out it'll help out like the supervisors or the managers of a certain department to have a word with any drivers out there that are driving a little crazy, talk to them about the speeding and everything else, and it'll give notifications when they are speeding, and it'll kind of give like a summary of the driving behavior, right? So they'll know who needs to be had a word with and who doesn't. And that is basically on the scorecard, and it ranks the drivers from the safest to the least safest based on those metrics: speeding, barely speeding, moderately speeding, severely speeding, harsh events like aggressive acceleration, harsh braking, and harsh cornering, and excessive idle time, right? You can also pull reports. Like, there's a whole bunch of features, I think there's over 30 different types of reports you can pull. The most common ones and recommended ones are highlighted here. So like it gives a breakdown of the drives and stops for that day, week, month, or however long you pull the report for. Every drive, every stop is time stamped with an address. And as you can see, second. We've got a dispatch feature. This was custom built for a customer of ours. We built it and designed it how they needed it. It's on everybody's account, so you're welcome to use it if you get our system. You fill in the blanks. Special, like for example, I know you guys are not, but a delivery company, for example, would use this. Like special instructions, drop package at side entrance, or something like that. And then once you've created the dispatch, the driver who downloads our mobile app gets that dispatch on his phone. Once he's dropped the package at the side entrance, the completed dispatch appears in this list. Okay. And then you've got your alerts. And this is just every alert that's gone off that's been triggered in our system. There's a whole bunch of engine idling alerts there. Geofencing. So you can draw a perimeter around like your office or your address or the city or the state, you know. If vehicles leave or enter that geofence zone, you get a text or an email right away to show that it's entered or left that zone. And then the history, I think I showed you the history. It's just the breadcrumb trail of each device. We've got a bunch of different alerts and notifications you can get. Oops. So you can set up speeding alerts, and you can set the parameters. So, you know, you probably don't care if someone goes 1 mile over the speed limit, but you probably do care if they're going 5 or 6 over. And then
If I may stop you right there, if you will, certainly, all of us saw your presentation last week. We have the one candidate or the commissioner who did not see, and she seems to be relatively satisfied with what you have presented. And I need to see if the board has any other questions, and if not, then we do have the data, not only from last week and the booklet that you presented, so we have enough to go over it, then Mayor Alt will pursue this information much further. So Earl,
yes, please.
Rob, other information?
No, sir, the ones I had were answered.
Gene, are you satisfied?
No. Chief, do you have any questions?
No, I don't have any questions.
Okay.
I was wondering about
That's fine.
their ability to, geofence still. And I know that like you said earlier, that the police department isn't involved in this, but it is something I'm very interested in for the agency. We just don't have it budgeted.
You don't have geofencing?
No, we don't have it budgeted
Currently?
this year at all. There's no geofencing at all on our vehicles. And the only GPS that we have would be through the county. So, and so I can't access it without going through the county to do that. So this is something I'm really interested in.
Oh, okay. All right.
But there is, I think,
Is the cost of the actual tracker devices built into the $13.95 a month?
Does he hear you?
say it again.
Stephen,
Good question. So we do not charge for the equipment as long as you guys return the equipment back to us. We do charge $65 for lost or damaged devices, but the equipment, we provide free equipment. We just ask for a month up front, so $13.95, and then 1 month as a deposit of $13.95. And you get the deposit back when you return the equipment.
Do you replace defective equipment?
Yes, you have a lifetime warranty that covers any mechanical failure.
Is there ever a reason to have someone needed here on site for any reason? I mean.
No, I mean,
Okay.
just as an example, if you went with the plug-in GPS devices,
Yes.
those are self-installed. There's no wrong way to install them. You just literally plug them in.
All right, thank you.
So that good, Stephen, with the plug-in, if they are disconnected, I'm sure there's an alert that's set, correct?
Yes, we have that right here, which is the device disconnection alert.
Is there a battery backup with that?
Yes. So even after the GPS device is, unplugged, if somebody's, I don't know, trying to do something they're not supposed to do on the lunch hour or whatever, if they unplug it and just leave it on the seat or in the glove compartment, it'll still track for up to an hour or two after it's been unplugged.
Thank you.
Based on, the interest that the chief has, Stephen, I was wondering, are there any kind of grants for the police department, set up for this, program? And if so, being a part of the town, maybe we can come under the blanket and get, one for all.
Wait,
$49.
I apologize, sir. I'm not quite sure I understand your question. Could you please repeat it for me?
Are there any, grants under the police departments, for, armed forcements, wherever, to purchase these, devices? And if so, under the blanket of the town of Elkton, are we able to fall under that grant with it?
I'll be honest with you. I'm not aware of any grants. I know very little about government grants and things like that. I'm assuming you guys are all tax exempt, right? Being a government organization, so you certainly wouldn't have any taxes added to your accounts. In terms of grants, I apologize. I'm not aware. I can find out, but I don't have an answer right now.
Thank you. That's it.
Is there any other kind of, municipal, local government price incentives? For example, like Sourcewell awarding contracts that One Step might already have out there, things like that.
I'm not aware of any. Again, I can find out. I apologize for my lack of preparation on it, but I do not know. I can find out though.
Thank you.
Well, sir, we thank you for the presentation, and one of our staff members will get back in touch with you or vice versa. Certainly, we enjoyed your presentation, and with that being said, hope you have a nice day.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Next on the agenda, our acting town administrator, Al.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Two items for your consideration this afternoon. The first is a grant of waiver of the alcoholic beverage restriction for Central Tavern, Elkton Music Hall, and Elk River Brewery for Saturday, August 29th, from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. This is the downtown Elkton street event, and it's for your consideration this afternoon.
Lisa, you want to update us?
This is not an Elkton Alliance event, but I'm the support guy who is gonna represent this event.
Well, Guy, I guess to speak, but that's still part of the downtown area, and that's why I was asking her, but.
Yes,
you
I
know what that
support
would
his
be,
request.
Address us, please.
Yes, so on August the 29th, Central Tavern, Elk River Brewery, and the Elkton Music Hall is having a street event, where we're closing the street, pulling the stage up, and we'll have a live band out there from 2 to 5. So proposed, had a discussion with Lieutenant Comfort about, doing some, as far as the street, coming from Bridge Street, closing the street at, Main Street and North, going towards the, Elk River Brewery and the, courthouse, and then turning North Street into a one-way going towards High, so that, we can have the crowds out there listening to music. And then, again, that's gonna be from 2 to 5. So the proposal is to close the street maybe from 12 to at least 8, so we can get the stage set up. And since people are congregating in the street, is why we put out there the liquor waiver, so that people can be out there listening to the music as it leads up to the concert that's going on at the music hall later that evening.
What concert, do you know, what it'll be?
It is the Jimmy Buffett. It's like
That's
the 4th
the Jimmy
annual.
Buffett one?
Yes, that's the Jimmy Buffett.
Okay,
It's like the 4th annual, pretty big
Yeah.
event. So the expectations that there'll probably be a lot of movement going on
Yeah.
downtown on that
and
day.
their event starts at what, 7, 8,
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock?
Yes.
So you're gonna cut your festivities off at 5?
Well, yeah, the band stops at 5. Stops playing at 5 o'clock. So and then with that, So I'm assuming people still be hanging out, but then that gives us time to get the stage from Main Street behind Elk River Brewery.
Okay.
Any questions from?
I'm good with it.
And the police department is good with it, so we got the traffic and all taken care of by you and Alfred.
Yes.
Okay.
Sounds good. You need a motion then.
Need a motion. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion that we approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those favor?
Aye.
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 Ayes have it. The motion is carried. You are approved.
All right, thank you, appreciate it.
Thank you.
you.
Next on the agenda, town administrator process, if you will, please, sir.
Yes, sir. So far, we've, received about 70 applications for the, position of town administrator. Next week, on, August 26th, we're scheduled to interview 3 candidates, and those interviews will be with the board. What I do need to ask for is a, motion for the board to consider having those interviews in closed session, pursuant to state law.
Okay, so 3, you said you received 70 applications.
Good.
And you're gonna do 73. Does that curtail the number of applicants? Or does that go on, or we at the final of that?
I would say we're at the final
Okay.
of that process.
So we would be included in those last 3.
Yeah.
Any questions from any of you? He sent out specific information about what time each candidate would be on board. I believe starting at 10 o'clock.
Yes, sir.
And what's out?
We'll have lunch.
Right.
We have to
Any-
Probably
just
after the
advertise
second.
for it. Is Andy here today?
Yes.
I mean, could we get printouts of these,
Yes.
thank you, yeah, it's hard to read, from on the, yeah, it's a little hard to read, if we could have the hard copy.
Happy to.
Thank you, appreciate it, that's all I have. So I will make a motion that we, convene a closed session on
August 26th.
Wednesday, August 26th, for the purpose of discussing personnel. Is that what it comes under? Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
And so it will be closed.
closed.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion is carried. Does that end you out?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tom.
You're welcome.
Rob Massimiano, coming from you, you have anything to give to us, present to us, want us to know?
Well, we've had an influx of people making a right turn off of North Street onto Main Street, and to that end, I did meet with Dan Henley and Al Wine. And, Dan, you have installed that sign already, correct? At the end of North Street, windshield level, red and white sign, you can't miss it. If you miss that, you sort of get it.
Oh,
So we
okay.
took care of that, and hopefully that'll cut down on the amount of traffic turning right. It has increased recently for whatever reason. Other than that, I'm preparing for my 40th anniversary of being downtown, and I've got the whole town involved now. Everybody has been very generous and donated gift certificates, and there will be a couple of special, things that I won't mention right now, but it's gonna be worth showing up. And that'll be from 1 to 6 on Saturday, September 5th. That's all I have.
Earl?
Yes, I've asked, Mike White here and Connor, could you come up front? This is about the, Elkton Junior football. And I've asked them to come in because I had a couple of conversations with them this week, myself, the mayor. And I wanted to, bring the board up to the stuff of where we're at. This program, we've actually, helped several years ago with, the youth here in our community. I know it's been over 20 years, whatever, but anyway, I'm gonna let them go ahead and explain some of the issues that they're having, not throwing the blame on anybody, it's just that we're just starting to talk about some of the things we can do to help them. So Connor, you and Mike want to speak? And we're not trying to throw darts at anybody, just trying to bring up the issues.
Yeah, obviously there's some management issues, things like that, some things in,
Talk to the mic.
I think there's some management issues and, but I think there's also an issue with parents even being able to pay for kids to play anymore. I think you agree with that as well, as far as just, you know, it's $200 and some people just don't have that. And I played there 25 years ago, played all the way through, and, there was a lot more kids out there than there is now. We have a lot less opportunity down there, a lot less funding than, the other counties do. And right now, the other teams, are doubling and tripling our numbers. We're barely fitting out squads and stuff like that. So it's definitely something that we'd like to hopefully help change.
But as you present that, and these other areas are tripling the numbers that you have you actually looked at why or what we can do to make that done?
I got you. So check this, how you doing?
I'm good.
So I've been with pro coaching Elkton Youth for about 13 years now. The main thing is this, and I'm just gonna be straight up transparent with you guys. A lot of parents come into our program, they can't afford for their kids to play. I knew, like I told pros, to come back bite us on the butt. If we keep don't worry about it, bring them out here and let them play. A lot of these parents can't afford for their kids to sit there and play around this area. It's a little different than everywhere else around county. And you can agree with that, right, Mr. Klein? So what we did for years, and I'm a part of that too, we let kids play, but we didn't pay. So of course, you know where that comes back. We can't upgrade equipment. We can't get participation like we want to either. At the same time, you know, but granted, we made it about the kids. But at the same time, not having the funds to do it came back to bite us in our butt. And that's but we just wanted the kids to play.
How many children on average do you take?
Well, it used to be 40 a squad.
40?
40 kids, at least 35 to 40 kids per squad. We had 4 squads, A squad, B squad, C squad, D squad. And when my son was there, that's exactly how it was. It's 22 now.
So 160 children.
Plus cheerleaders.
Okay, oh, yeah. Now, so you're saying they're not signing up because of cost?
They're not signing up because we don't have the proper equipment, because all those years prior, we let all these kids play.
Oh, it's not the registration, or it's the registration
Well,
of equipment?
Well, we would have the equipment if we actually charged the parents to let.
If you got, okay.
But
So
we were being like, we
I
just
got
want the kids to play,
I gotcha.
not knowing that.
Compounded, yeah.
I understand that now, I'm sorry.
All right.
So Mike and Connor's being real nice about this.
All right.
Because they don't want to offend nobody, but let me just real quick, because I don't want to prolong this too long. When they talk about management, they wasn't talking like the town of Elkton, they was talking about management of their football team. Number one was to replace the management, you guys did that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's taken care of. So now, from the support, the kids were leaving and going to other teams, Cherry Hill,
Can they do that?
Perryville Riding Sun,
They
because
can now, yeah.
they didn't have the right equipment to make sure the kids were safe to play their games. One of the issues came up, and I already talked to Dan about this, but the grass was too high. They can't, the kids are too young to be running a bunch of grass, probably break their ankles, whatever. But we talked about that. We're gonna try to help you guys in that phase. I understand from Dan and myself conversation, the contract, they're gonna work on or talk to the guy about the contract. That's something that we've got to talk about.
What do you
I
mean?
talked to the mayor, they
The
cut it on
grass?
Friday, cut the grass on Fridays, is that right, Dan?
Correct.
So the kids play Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, they cut the grass on Friday. That's not really helping us, especially with this rain, the way it's going.
Agree.
Somehow or another, with bringing them in here, I thought maybe we could talk to the people that are cutting the grass and be understandable, but programs don't always go right on target online when it comes down to weather. So somehow or another, we've got to have a conversation with the grass cutters to accommodate the.
You wanna
youth.
maintain like an athletic field,
I'm looking for safety. for kids.
basically, yeah.
Safety for the kids, so whatever we have to do, Dan, I'm hoping that we can adjust that. One of the issues came up, we didn't have trash cans. We have that down there right now, right? The cans are down there, so that's taken care of. But the support from the town of Elkton, we've always supported this program. This, from the last time the guy came in, I didn't really say this, but their uniforms, their helmets, they went year, 2 years, 3 years without getting their uniforms. Somehow or another along that line, that money got disappeared. So I already told them, the town's not gonna help them if we don't know that that money's going straight directly for the equipment that they asked for. So as of today, I just want on the record that you guys came in and you're asking for our support. And I'm not gonna take any further from that, okay? So, you guys have already taken care of your part as far as your management and everything else. So now the town of Elkton, with the mayor, we discuss it as a board and see what we can do to help out. We can look at the past, whatever the finding is done to help out, and we can do a contribution or donation towards it. Is that all right with everybody?
We had a discussion,
Yeah.
it's all about the kids.
Absolutely.
That's good, but what is it specifically you need from us? The management is going, and you two are gracious enough to come in and be the representative of all of those, but what specifically do you know? Because obviously, we will discuss this again, but right now, even here today, we have an idea generally what you need. Just equipment or other things as well?
To be honest with you, if you could give us equipment, helmets, shoulder pads, that would be great. That would be great. To be honest with you, we don't even really need like the money part or anything like that. We can manage with that part. I mean, if anything helps though, I'm not gonna lie to you, anything would help. But that's what we need the money for.
Yeah.
The
Well,
money.
the number of kids you're gonna be dealing with, and then the cost of what you
Per
need.
child, what are we looking
So, from, you wanna help me out with this one? That's really good.
at? Roughly, I mean, roughly,
You're counting your own fundraising now, remember?
and I was gonna ask you about fundraising too.
Oh, we've been doing some good work, yeah.
Okay.
We've been doing some stuff. I've been going around neighborhoods every day.
Okay, you just wanna make sure we straight up.
You have a set registration fee for the kids, per child.
All right, so our registration used to be the lowest. Our registration used to be $175. Everybody else is $220. We just raised ours to $200 last year, this year.
Yeah.
To be honest, this year. But the simple fact is, because I told her, I said, yo, we can't do this. I said, we're folding. So we have to raise our price. And I understand, we can't keep telling these parents, oh, I just paid $125. We can't do that. That's not how business is ran.
I got you. So do you have an idea of what percentage, of kids that are not able to pay, like how many?
Yeah, about 35%.
35%.
Probably more than that, to be honest with you. I'm just,
At least.
yeah, at least 35%.
Do you have sponsors, like the Little League, they get different businesses to sponsor a team?
To be straight up with you, you have to sit there and present them with the right documentation for them to sponsor you. Because no one's going to give you anything without the proper 501Cs or any EINs. You have to come through with proper, documentation on that end. If you failing to produce that, these businesses are going to be reluctant to give you anything. But that's been taken care of now also.
Oh, okay.
So that's what we're here for.
Yeah, start from scratch,
Based
start
on
from the ground up.
So, even with the registration, I thought her question was pointing toward that, so what does that entail? How much proportion does that go to the equipment versus the other documentation and things that the kids need?
So you have, it's bigger than just the equipment too.
Okay.
You have league fees with the East County Junior Football Board, which I'm on also. You have league fees, you have to pay refs. You know what I'm saying? You have to pay, it's called a, roster tax. No, I don't think we pay that. I don't think we pay roster tax. It's not that. You have to pay insurance. It's a lot of things that we have to pay for so these kids can play.
Comes out of the 200 per child.
Yeah, and on top of that, then you have, not only that, you have to get uniforms, you have to buy equipment. I mean, to be honest with you, if you do everything right, it's gonna work out. But as I can tell you right now, we didn't do everything right, and I'm just gonna be straight up with you, we didn't. And we just wanted the kids to play, but at the end of the day, you still have to treat this like a business, and Even though you wanna have the kids to have fun, you still have to have that notion to have, look, we got to be business minded also.
Sounds like you need some seed money, and then you can go out and start doing your fundraising and everything from there to increase it.
Yeah, we're doing we're doing all that now. I mean, now it's like me and Connor, we got, Coach Chris, we got Coach Raheem Maywood too, he's on, it's us four right here. It's like now it's like we got a way where, look, you can pay a certain price right now, but throughout the season, you're gonna have to finish paying the full registration, because it's not fair to the rest of these parents out here that's already paying too. And if I see you come out here, you'll come out here with new clothes on and everything like that, that's a little unsettling to me too also, because now it's telling you that you can afford to sit there and have your kid to play if you come here looking this nice. I don't know, it had nothing to do with it, but I had to throw it out there. So now we had to
Between you and them.
yeah, but so now it's like me and Connor said, we're gonna have stretch it out. All right, you got this much right now, but it's 8 games in the season plus playoffs. You need to come with this much amount of money each game to finish paying off the whole portion. And that's how it's gonna be from now on. There can't be no more shortcuts. We can't keep going down this road. I'm not really originally a Cecil County resident. I moved here 21 years ago. 21 years ago this month, actually. So, and ever since I came here, I didn't look back nowhere else. So I love this community. I'll do anything in the world, but especially these kids here. I mean, I came from the same place some of these kids come from. So of course I want to sit there and give them the opportunity to have what they can get. But at the end of the day, if we're going forward, they're not gonna have anything. So we got to come up with a better solution.
Yeah. So your season is, just about to start, it has started?
What's up?
3 weeks.
3 weeks into it already. What's your roster like for this year? You have the 160?
No, not even close. We probably have 20 kids in the, 9 year olds. We probably have another 16 to 20 kids in the, 5, 6, and 7 year olds. And then between our, middle schoolers, our 5th, 6th, and then 7th and 8th grade teams, we probably have a combined total of 15 kids. Because when you take your kid to Elkton right now, and then you go to take your kid to Cherry Hill, Rising Sun, Bow Manor, and you see what they have versus what Elkton has, I'm brand new. I came back here to come in and help because I played through here my entire childhood. And then I came back because I saw what was going on with the program and I wanted to get involved. Because when I was here, Elkton was the top dog. It's where everybody wanted to get in. If you didn't sign up by March when I was a kid, you didn't play because there wasn't enough spots. Now, tables have completely reversed. And it's because parents want to see their kids in decent equipment with decent facility.
Understood.
And it's totally understandable.
Why not add this very quick? I have the numbers right here for other kids there too. But on my roster, I had this one coach here. His name was Coach Ty Paulson. I don't know if anybody remember him. He used to go and pick up the kids in Hollisworth Manor. I have no kids out of Hollisworth Manor. You know, it's a lot of kids in Hollisworth Manor. I'm riding through there trying to get the kids to sit there and come out and play. It looked kind of weird, but still got up to stuff on. I'm riding to that area. I have no kids. That area used to be flooded with kids on my squad. I had none, 0 from that area.
Because? Cost?
Yeah.
Okay, so they have to go other places.
Cost, transportation. I had Coach Todd used to sit there and pick them up, drop them off, do 2 or 3 loads.
Wow.
He moved away.
Yeah.
That relationship kind of. That's what it is.
So in the meantime, how about you all submitting a roster, maybe the uniform needs and what other general information you have for us, and give it to the town administrator, and as soon as the mayor gets back, we'll jump right on. I do believe that we have committed to you all financially before. I don't know whether we're on that list this year or not, but certainly we're gonna help you some kind of way. Is that the agreement everybody else today?
That's one question.
Yeah, whatever we do.
I just want to ask a question, Dan, and where I'm not throwing you. But, is there anything that you could help in those areas as far as the grass cutting? And, you already took care of price can and all that stuff, so. Did you talk to anybody yet?
I didn't talk to them about schedules. I know absolutely nothing. This is the first time saying this. So maybe you need them after the meeting, but they the list, because I had no idea who's out there.
Make sure you tell them that the contract is very, very adjustable when it comes down to him cutting based on need. I'm pretty sure it is, based on need. Okay, you understand what I'm saying, like,
What's happening now is aware of well, I'll just work with them, so.
Huh?
what you say?
What?
Yeah, I'll work with them. I'll work with the administration, but you need.
Okay, thank you, guys.
Thanks for coming in and provide that information, if you will.
Keep us in the loop, or I know you'll keep.
I have the, information to you by this evening, okay?
Thank you, sir.
My turn.
Sorry.
The only thing I had is, we had gotten 2 estimates for the possible basketball slab out at Delancey Village. I think the one from Dix Hollow was like 26,000, the one from RCM was 16,000. Pretty substantial difference, but I think the quality of work on both would be perfect. I just don't know if the board is still interested in pursuing us doing this thing. I haven't heard anything other than getting the estimates. Chief, do you have any feelings about this, since this is an old topic, you know, out there with what the kids do and what they don't have out there? I mean, is this something that you support? I'm curious.
So my only concern would be, that it actually gets used by the kids and doesn't become a hangout for some more criminals.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I mean, how do you control that anywhere? The idea though was to never put benches out there and don't put lights out there. Just something for them to have on weekends or, you know, after school. And whatever issues could pop up, I kind of see them available to pop up anywhere.
And we have, in the past, had the portable basketball nets up there, so this like help alleviate some of that. We haven't done it.
Yeah, we've had a lot.
There, but previously,
Yeah.
we did.
And they seem to, when they disappear, they seem to come up with new ones, so they must be coming from somewhere. I'm not gonna say where, but they're coming from somewhere,
Yeah, I think you
but
gotta put that onus on the parents that are asking you for this, that they're monitoring their kids
Right.
out there and making sure that if they have to be out there with them, whatever, that they're making it a safe.
absolutely, I just feel like we need to make that effort. Because so many residents out there are unhappy with these kids playing in the street up against their cars, you know. And, a little bit of help, I think, is better than no help. So I'm very interested in making their request come true after 2 or 3 years now. And I think the prices that we got are, you know, pretty accurate. They're different, but, I don't know how the board feels about it.
And what were the prices again?
I believe Dix Hollow came in around 26, roughly, thousand. RCM came in at 16.
$10,000.
Big difference. And both companies are very reputable. So I don't really understand the difference, because when you look at what they're doing, it's kind of the same thing.
Al, do you want to speak to that, or not necessarily speak to it, but?
Yes, if the board is, okay with proceeding, I think we may want to just go through our procurement policy and, come up with the proper specifications for whatever you desire to do, and then, you know, get official quotes.
Okay.
If you do proceed to move forward with it.
One would fall under the Parks and Rec ordinance, or policy where there might be grant coverage.
They may, yeah, we'd have to check, let's see if there was any uncommitted funds and,
Tyler, you would
Parks and Rec budget.
let us know if the funds are there.
We can look at
Right.
that.
Yeah, we'd have to confer with, Mary McGraw over in
Okay.
Parks and Rec, see, because, right off the top of my head, I don't remember what kind of, if any allotment she had, in her budget for any kind of equipment,
Okay,
courts or anything like that.
appreciate that. Cause now we're gonna be going into September, you know, but better late than never, in my opinion. The other thing about out at Delancey, Chief, is that field is wide open. You can see from anywhere what's going on. It's not like they're gonna be around, you know, trees and bushes and behind fences or whatever, so I think any, you know, chances of hangouts, our department can certainly spot that a mile away. So that's something I like about, you know, where it would be proposed.
Yeah, we do have some other tools now to help us.
And that's
like,
true,
drones
there you
and
go.
That we can go
All right.
out and check and
All
make
right.
sure things are good if we do have issues like, I mean, I'm hoping not, you're just asking if I have any concerns.
Yeah, absolutely. So, where are we going?
And looking at the procurement policy, what size did you have as far as the court?
1,000 square feet, which is about 33 by 33,
33, and what was the other one? 33 by
30 by 30, I
So
think.
they're basically the same size.
There, yeah,
And that was for the more expensive one.
yeah.
And that was gonna be, yeah, the half court, yeah,
So it'll be a 3.9.
pardon.
Yeah, they're gonna be a 3.9.
3.5 is probably 19 feet wide, 19 feet wide.
I think the one company actually has a little experience in that particular area of putting something like that in. But I can't speak for that.
Slab's pretty easy.
Yeah, the way it's made. And the top layer is something I don't understand it.
So I'll leave it in your hands this time to move forward with whatever we have to do to help, since we have, I want one from Dan and one from you, correct?
Well, not me, but
Well, you pursued.
I did.
Yeah, so we do have those still.
Yeah, I think we just need to make sure and we can put it back out to the same people that, got quotes from, but just do it, pursuant to our policy.
Okay, I know
If that's
you
what
have
you
the one in writing. So, but if you need more. Okay,
Any more?
no, thank you.
Anybody in the public, thank you for being here this afternoon. If there's anything that you would like to present, let us know. Ask, we're here. Yes, ma'am. You wanna come up?
Hello. Hello.
And you're here to talk about water?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So hi, everyone. My name is Crystal Gorman. First, I want to thank you all for being here today. I really appreciate everything that you do for Elkton. So I want to be clear, I'm here today not to simply talk about me, but to represent the community members who have expressed concerns that were unable to attend. So not only have people reach out to me personally, but door knocking, especially in Elkton, people have voiced their concerns about the quality of the water. So we understand that without an increase in water rates, the water fund is projected to become insolvent by 2031. We also understand that Elkton has significant infrastructure needs and that planning for the future is important. But residents are asking a basic question. Why are we being asked to pay for more water when there are still serious concerns about the quality of that water? So there was an independent study, WaterVerge, done on July 2026. And for those who do not know, WaterVerge is an independent contractor, but they take all their data from USGS, the EPA, and the CPC to develop reports. So Elkton received a failing water quality score of 32.1 out of 100 and ranked 107th out of 107 Maryland cities. The report identified PFAS contamination as a major factor. So people want to know, what is Elkton doing to address these contamination concerns? We know there are current lawsuits happening with the company that is accused of dumping the chemicals and seeping that into the watershed. But people want to know, like, will the company pay for the appropriate filters in the municipal water systems? And if residents who rely on the contaminated private wells need filtration or other solutions, will there be an effort to ensure they receive appropriate assistance as well? So I understand that Elkton needs to invest in its infrastructure and prepare for growth. But before we continue expanding the system, residents deserve answers about the water already coming through it. As I've said before, I've talked to a lot of residents. Many of them, not all, because some people are fine with it. They have cloudy issues, smell, texture, and they won't even give it to their pets or their plants because of issues. So I really want to say thank you for taking the time to listen to me today. Also, before the meeting happened this afternoon, one of the commissioners came up to me and said, "You are running for office and be careful." If speaking out for concerned citizens and sharing their very real experiences warrants this kind of response, I guess I'm doing the right thing. Thank you.
Well, stop right there.
Ernie, is there any question that she has you might be able to answer, or we can do this at another time?
So we can definitely do it at another time.
Well,
But
Why would we?
you
can
talk
ask.
about the quality of water, that affects all of us. I don't know, do you have an answer for that, sir? Oh, you got somebody else with you?
Yeah.
Oh, good, come up here.
Okay, so.
I didn't see you sitting over there.
Over here.
They're for Infomart.
Yeah, we're the water company.
Oh, thanks.
So, we did have, we were, reviewing the letter from, I guess it's from you, the concerns, or the letter of concerns that was given us from Al, with our compliance team. Now, the one thing we did find, not sure how the hazard index that was calculated, our numbers came back different than what was given us. So one thing with, the PFAS isn't, now, some of it could be a company, I would hope it's not a company in Elkton just dumping it. PFAS comes from, it's the material, it's treating nonstick pans, fire-resistant clothing, water-resistant clothing, those kinds of things. And every time you wash them, PFAS comes off. So that's kind of how it's getting into your system, getting into the environment. In your trash, goes to the landfill, that seeps. Yes, it shouldn't, but there's leachate, it's called, and that does get into the system. And that's how a lot of the, say, PFAS is getting here. We did do sampling. Yes, we did do the UCMR5 sampling. This year, for MDE, we're doing the quarterly sampling. We have found that the water plant actually is coming back just below the limit, but the wells are slightly elevated. Well 3 is being rebuilt. We're hoping, I think it's December this year, that a new well will be drilled. And we're working with KCI, the town's engineer, to build a whole new well house and also install treatment for PFAS. Most treatment is activated carbon. It just absorbs it. Okay. So the way to kind of get rid of PFAS is you could either heat it up to the point it breaks the bonds, and then yes, it's not PFAS, but it's still what makes up PFAS, but it's technically not PFAS. Another way is activated carbon filters that just absorb it. And some of that you can take, though it's kind of like I'm assuming it's like a cartridge. You remove it and it can go somewhere and it can warm it up, they can regenerate it and the PFAS comes out, but then you can reuse it again. Other places you use it and now you have this carbon with PFAS laden in it, and now you got to find a place to take it. So, you're concentrating to get it out of the water, you're concentrating in this carbon to get rid of it, and then now it's another thing to try to get rid of.
I'm pretty sure, that's what the plan is with well three. And well three is your biggest well as of right now. So I think I'm hoping by the end of next year, we should have that in place. Like I said, the current, from the UCMR5, the water plant was right at the limit for the PFAS and PFOA. It was right like at a 5 and 4 parts per trillion, which is like one eyedropper in a Olympic-sized swimming pool. But so far, these first 2 quarters, it's been just below. And actually been, and I think the PFOA has, I don't want to say the wrong thing. PFOA has been just below, but actually PFAS has been almost non-detects so far for this year. So the town is, working on it. The current, EPA regulation says 2029. They're just this year, they've discussed they might move it to 2031, just because it's not very easy and not very cheap thing to figure out, and they want to make sure we do it right, hopefully the first time.
I have a question. So you were saying that the majority of it is from washing clothing, from like the PFAS?
Yes, yeah, it's a lot of the stuff we supposedly it's even in microwave popcorn bags.
So
Yeah.
my question is then, if that's the case, then why are there lawsuits against WL Gore for this contamination? If it is from,
Well, because that's what they do.
I know, but it's not from the everyday people, it is
Well, but
from,
they make things everyday people use.
yes, but it's still a company that.
Right, and I don't, so I know, yes, okay, I'm in the wastewater business, and to me, it doesn't make sense to come after us. It makes sense to have the people stop making it.
Mhm.
Right, and I totally get it.
But how does
But
WL Gore, relate to the town though?
Yeah, I think that's referring to the Cherry Hill issue.
Yeah, that's Cherry Hill.
Yeah,
Not
that's
in our office.
County, actually, like, Artesian Water Company.
Yeah.
Is, serving some of those people that have been impacted by that.
Oh, yeah.
In the area.
Big time, right?
There's no,
But I mean, I didn't mean them per se, it's just, yes, people
No,
do
there's
get
a,
manufactured.
there's a perception that, I think, if I'm not mistaken, that we're all drinking Gore's,
Oh,
contamination.
yeah.
So you guys don't get any of your water from the Big Elk Creek watershed, is that what you're saying?
No.
You don't get any of it?
no, we aren't saying that.
No, we're not saying.
And so that's what has been affected by the PFAS. If you want to do the research, please do. And see exactly what has been affected and what's being done about it. Because it's important, and correct me if I'm wrong, I will gladly accept fault if I'm wrong in this, but I am again voicing the concerns that people have brought to me, and they feel like they have not been answered.
Yeah.
Have we answered any of your concerns today through Infomark?
I mean, so the filters.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
we're, I'd say working about as fast as a town can work towards,
We found that dropper full
Mhm.
in well 3.
right, yes, well, 3
We
has
shut it
to,
down.
well, no, it's
No.
not shut down,
Well,
but we're gonna be putting in, we have currently we have
I know,
until
we're not
2029
getting rid of
to get treatment in, to get it below the 4 parts per trillion is what
Right.
the limit is, yeah.
Can you account for, the supposedly F rating that Ms. Gorman claims that Elkton's getting? in their
and
water?
Northeast
Can you
apparently.
respond to
has-
that?
I mean,
Well,
short
I
of,
hear different numbers, I didn't mean to cut you off, but.
I think a lot of that's coming
citizens'
from,
concerns.
yeah, I think a lot of that rating's coming from the PFAS. I know it had, well, in the letter that, I guess the letter that we were supposed to review had mentioned about, copper leads. So the 90th percentile for copper was 0.68, yet this letter mentioned it was 1.6, it wasn't 1.6, so you have to be below the 90th percentile, so 90% of your samples are below that level, and it was 0.66. Lead, we're doing great, I mean, they were non-detects. Let's see, the LT2 that we had already come in here and discussed, so the LT2 has to do with cryptosporidium, and because the town during the, I think it was 2018, during the first round of testing, there were slight amounts of cryptosporidium in our raw water coming to the water plant. And that's, for most people, you won't even notice it. Some people could give you diarrhea, upset stomach, different things like that. Other people could be worse, but I'm just saying that's what it is.
That's when it was discovered.
Yeah. And so the town we put in the UV disinfection. And in November and December this past year, we weren't maintaining the right level of UV reads. We are now. I mean, we are, as soon as we found it, we're actually probably triple what the number needs to be. We have them turned up to as high as they can go, really. And that's where we've been maintaining ever since. We have all of our spares on site. We run the plant that if UV goes down, the plant's off, because we don't want to take that chance. There were issues with the data logging right now, and as soon as it was brought to our attention, we did put in secondary data logging. Now we have SCADA. We have a computerized plant system, which just recently we got it was just for data management, so that we have secondary cloud-based and on-site data management to save all of our analyzer data. It was offline, it wasn't online, especially with everything going on recently with cybersecurity. We just put on the EPA's recommended firewalls, and we practice dual authentication when logging in. Everybody has their own login. If they leave the company, it's erased. Things are, and that was all for those the LT2, LT1 and LT2, and those were taken care of immediately, even though the letter said it wasn't until August. That wasn't correct. It was taken care of right away as soon as we noticed that. I mean, the plant's running extremely well. We're keeping the turbidities very low.
How does MDE play a role in your operation?
I mean, they oversee, I mean, we feed them a lot of information every month. The MOR, the monthly operations report that we have to send to MDE. It's 10, 15 pages long of water sampling we do throughout the system, all the raw water data, all the filter turbidity data, chlorine. There's a lot. We eat Aquamag, so as with the copper and lead, we use a orthophosphate polyphosphate blend that makes a microscopic kind of barrier between the water pipe and the water to try to help alleviate any kind of corrosion, pH control, and that's at all water sites.
Are those records accessible to the public?
Yeah.
And recommend on it?
Yeah, if I could add,
Well, they're all,
if I could add one thing, Nathan, the town of Elkton, there's an annual consumer quality report, and that's on the town's website, as well as artesians. We have to who's starting.
We have to work with artesian, yeah.
Yeah, we receive like 13% of your water from artesian, I think.
I got to, about, 250,000 a day, and we do about 1.8 to 2 million a day. 2 million a day. Yes, that's, I
Do
mean,
you have any more specific questions here that you want to answer while you got him there? So.
I mean, and if people are saying they're seeing cloudy water or it feels weird, I'm alarmed, so, and they have to contact us. I mean, if
Yeah,
nobody
like,
lets
where-
know, I can't, I
Yeah.
mean, we can't,
Exactly.
we come out and look,
Where's
you
it
know,
happening? Yeah,
so,
we need to
I mean,
know.
if we have to flush, no, I mean, it would surprise me that the water, yes, I know if it's cloudy, you know, there might have been a water main break down the road that they just fixed and water's flowing, you know, and it does happen. That doesn't mean it's not safe to drink. Yes, does it mean it aesthetically doesn't quite look right, but unless they tell us, we don't, it doesn't leave the plant, I guarantee you, it does not leave the plant like that, so that's why we need to make sure, because that might tell us there is an issue out there that we don't know about.
Like a pipe or something.
Right,
Anything,
right.
anything, right, okay.
Well, thanks for coming in. I hope some solutions he's given you, not all, but it's always a starter.
So the biggest thing is to get people to report these issues.
Yeah.
So you guys can investigate and see exactly what's going on.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes.
All right, thanks for coming in, both of you.
Thank you.
guys.
Your name and address again, ma'am?
Oh, Crystal Gorman, 338 Little East Road, Elkton.
Are there any other questions, from the audience? Any concerns? Oh, must come in and enjoy us. Anybody on the, online? See a host of names there.
We should give it, I was just gonna,
Go ahead.
does the board want an update on the recent water main break?
Oh, please, if you will.
An update.
Please, if you will,
Dan,
thank
can you
you.
just give an update on the water main break and how that's going?
Well, basically with the water main break, we had to come in, have a company come in and put valves in. The upper valve is held, but the second one's not, just because some dirt got in the line. They'll come out tomorrow, fix it, and then based on that, then we know it's going on much better. So right now, we slowed it down, but until they fix the second one, which is scheduled to come in tomorrow, then I'll have a better report.
Could you, state the location for that?
Oh, High Street, it's on High Street, it's between, on High Street, where High Street's closed, between, North and, Bow Street.
Thank you.
Okay, when I get together, I'll give a better report, so I just want to make sure it all comes together first, so. So it'll be better after tomorrow.
And so we're looking at probably another week with
No.
that.
So hopefully if we do everything right, hopefully by tomorrow afternoon, show.
There you go. Thank you.
How was the leak detected?
It was detected as we're looking at as part of the water audit to see what's what, and we were looking around, and then we were looking at catch basins. We found one at the corner of Bow and High, which was just trickling, which was going into the creek. And then it was reporting nothing else, and then we started researching, see where it came back. And then we found this existing main around there, which has a leak in it, so, because the location of the leak, it's tricky, because when they put the actual pipe in, they put it outside the old catch basin, which has slate walls, and then they buried it in concrete, that's what threw everything off, so. We didn't know, so that's why we have to valve it off with new valves, and then we can actually isolate it, so that's what the process we're going through, so.
So we check all our catch basins.
Oh, yeah, and so it's active, but this one, if it goes all the way, it was just trickling away, because what's what, so, yeah, we're constantly water going through, we see what's what. And then after rainstorm, we pop up, we see them as we do our regular inspection, so, that's what kept going, so.
Dan, it's my understanding that we really have no idea of how long that has been
That is
going
true,
on.
yes, you know, no, exactly, we found out, we checked in the catch basin, it was like, normally, and it kept rolling, so we couldn't figure out why, so.
I think that's where my curiosity comes in, like, how was it detected, detected, and you tell us that, and then it's like, we're checking our catch basins, but this has been an ongoing huge water loss for years.
Mhm.
how do we, I guess I'm perplexed on how we were unable to detect it sooner.
Let me go back to my staff and I'll report back. I'll do it better.
Okay, thank you, and Alicia, you can be the last one, please tell us about your fall fest.
All Fest is happening on February. August 25th and 26th, the 25th September, oh my goodness. Angelina, you wanna do it?
So fall is on September 25th and 26th of this year. Everything's moving full steam ahead. We have the Kids Zone, which has a lot of new things this year that we're really excited about, and registration's going well.
Registration's going great. We have over 100 registered vendors right now. Upwards of 140 total is our goal. And we have all of our sponsorships sold and things are moving along nicely. Lots of new things for Fall Fest this year. Friday night will be 5:30 to 8 and Saturday is 10 until 5.
Well, it's 1:15. Yes,
Daquan has a question.
yes, please.
Good evening, everybody. Just a quick question, because I know we were talking about the water and people had a bunch of questions, and of course, technology, people do what they do on Facebook. Is there a possible way Mayor Alt could possibly do a video just to update everyone, maybe to ease them, maybe put a letter up? You know, I think social media is something we slack on, but I think it's important because there is so many questions and concerns, and maybe just to hear his voice, you know, just answering those concerns.
I got most of this, anybody want to answer it? Basically, we get far and few people talking about the water and everything else. It's nice that the young lady has come in and being a representative from a certain portion in the community where she lives, but everybody, if you ask, won't have that same agenda in their mind to say that the water is bad, even though it might be or it may not be. There's a quality report goes out. I guess people still drinking water coming out of the faucet. Some people elect to buy water from the store. For him to put a recording out, I don't know to whom and when, and there still has to be a why.
Right. I'm just saying, you know, because the guy did a wonderful job answering every question. Not everybody hears this. Unfortunately, everybody doesn't tune in. But again, just having something on our Facebook, because that's somewhere where it obviously keeps being talked about. Even if the guy stood with Mayor Alt and just said things are fine, whatever the case may be, and just putting something out in the updated technology that we all have and are accessible to, versus everyone going back and forth on social media. Have a video, put it there, put in the We Love Elkton group, maybe pin it there, and then keep moving about your guys' business on what you're taking care of.
I'm not one for social media for one, and if they want to have questions or be concerned with this, have them come to our meeting. Daquan, you know this. The meetings are set up for people that we set up 6 o'clock and 12 o'clock. Make one of the meetings, bring their concerns, and we'll answer it. That's social media. Anybody can say whatever they want. I don't deal with it.
And don't.
Plain and simple, because you get false information off of there, and you can get some people that know what they're talking about. Come into the meeting and we'll discuss it face to face. That's the best I answer.
Okay, well, that's understandable. I just know, you know, I guess what we're saying is just people are going to continue to make their videos and do, you know, put their concerns, but we're just going to have them come to the meeting and get it answered. Okay.
Yeah, that makes it real simple.
Okay. Not a problem. Thank you.
No, I think that we could certainly talk with Mayor Alt and see if he's interested in it. I would think that certainly Infomark would be part of it. So all we can say right now is we'll discuss it. It's not a bad idea. We'll discuss.
Yes, sir. No problem. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for inquiring. Thank you very much. It is now 1:18. We are now dismissed. Thank you for coming in. Any other questions you can ask, we're still sitting there. Thank you.